Everyone. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about printing and carving your block print, which is step number 2 after you have transferred your image. We're studying Andy Warhol, who is a recent artist who is famous for printing, but I really would like for you guys to know where this all came from. This fellow is Johannes Gutenberg, okay? When we had the big changeover from 2000 to 2001, and they thought, all the computers were going to go nuts and terrible things were going to happen and stuff, they did a countdown about uh, who were the most impactful people on the world, okay? And so, what do you guys think? Would it be Albert Einstein or Sir Isaac Newton or, Bill Gates or somebody, like that? No. You know who number 1 was? This guy, Johannes Gutenberg, because he invented the printing press, okay? So instead of having all these monks sit and handwrite all these books in their beautiful calligraphy, he came up with what is called movable type. And here I'm going to read it to make sure that I get this right. Okay, so Johannes Gutenberg was born in the 1400s. He lived to be 68, passed away in 1468. He was a German blacksmith, goldsmith, printer, and publisher who introduced printing to Europe. His introduction of mechanical moving type, the little letters that you can move around. I'll get some to show you. They're wood. I come from a family of printers. My grandfather came here from Russia, and he was an apprentice in a print shop, and they used all those little hand letters. I can remember being a very little girl and going and seeing his, all these little letters in this storefront that he had. Anyway, his introduction to mechanical movable type printing in Europe started the printing revolution and is widely regarded as the most important invention of the second millennium. This ushered in the modern period of human history. It played a key role in the development of the Renaissance, the Reformation, the Age of Enlightenment, and the Scientific Revolution, and laid the material basis for modern knowledge-based economy and the spread of learning to the masses. Okay? So, this was the equivalent of inventing computers. Okay? Pretty cool stuff. All right. So, anyway, to experience it, they actually did carve the letters, I think, out of little blocks of wood, and printed them. But wood carving is hard to do. So we're printing on this stuff called soft cut. And hopefully I can get this into the frame. It's not easy using the computer. Okay, so here I am. So this was the drawing that we created last time. And these are the carvers. Number 1 is the thinnest one. Okay. I mean, number 1 is the thinnest one, but we don't use it because it's useless. The ink puddles in, it doesn't go deep enough. So number 2 is just as thin as a 1, but it carves more deeply. So the number is on the back, and it's a 2. And I did put all the 2s in a red handle. Then we have number 3, which is just a thicker line, and they are in the green handles, or they have green tape around them. Then there's number 4, which is wider still, but actually 4 is unique because it has like a flat bottom. And then there's number 5, which is in yellow handles or has yellow tape on the handle, and that is like a big U shape, and it's like a shovel. So what you want to do is start with the number 2 and outline your lines. This is a brace, and notice I am keeping my hands away from putting them in front of the carving tool, because that is a real easy way to go and visit Miss Raverby, and give yourself a terrible cut. So we're not going to have that. So carve your lines and move the block as you have to. Notice I'm wiggling a little bit. If I have to, you can just shake, wiggle this back and forth to get the details. Okay, and here I am breaking my rule now. But I'm very conscious of it because I did cut myself quite badly once doing this, and that's a great way to learn. Okay, so I'm doing my zebra. I'm cutting out his mouth. I'm going to outline his nose here. Come back and cut that all the way out. You want to do details like the eyes with this number 2. Okay, and use some common sense. Like his eye, I carved actually outside of it, and now I'm just like making a dot by pressing the tool in and just getting like an imprint of the like triangular part of the end of the tool. So that's a very easy way to make dots if you have to make dots. Then you can use quick strokes to make hair, okay, and to make zigzags. It's really important to remember all the different kinds of lines that we've been talking about all these years. I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure that Miss Cusack, Miss Choi, and now Miss Para has spoken to you about lines and shapes and all that good stuff. Now, I'm not going to carve this whole thing, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of the process. Okay. You want to be, there's my phone. That means it's time to go home. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and down here I have some blades of grass, which I know I want to be thin. Okay, and it's always actually best to, go away if you don't want to cut into something accidentally. All right, so I think I'm going to now switch to 3 so that I can carve his stripes a little better. It's also good to try to use each different tool so you get a variety in your lines. It'll make your prints more interesting. See, and also take care how deeply you carve. You don't want to go all the way through. This is pretty thick stuff, so chances are you won't do that, but it can happen, so I just wanted you to know. And then, so that's the stripes, and I think I might want to just put like a few expressive thinner lines in between the stripes. Okay, and now I'm going to do his face. And I picked up a 4 to get the stripes on his body. Actually, I think I'm going to go back to the 3 on his face, but that's okay. I will say though, once you start carving, you can't really erase. The only way that you can erase something that you've carved is in the printing process if you color over it. You would have to take an ink with a paintbrush and color over it. Okay. And his ear. So just be thoughtful and mindful, as we say, and expressive about the way you do this. You don't have to rush. Okay. Carving is a lot like sculpting, is what I would say. So you always say you like my videos, so there you go. And I'll continue with this in class with you. Okay, thanks for watching.